Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful recap for Monday, March 24, 2025 is finally here. In today's episode, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, dumps Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, discuss the takeover, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, and Bill Spencer, Don Diamond. Plus, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, kisses Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. 8 Forrester Creations, Brooke and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McSins Wood, debate about hope for the future. The fashion designer isn't going to stay and listen to this. Hope wants Carter to leave with her. Ridge and Eric Forrester, John McCook, warn that he's already on his second chance. Carter stares between them as Hope begs for him to choose her. The COO finally chooses FC over his girlfriend. Carter tries to explain that the Forresters are like family. Hope waves her hand and says goodbye to Carter, leaving the COO racing after her. Brooke won't condone Hope's actions but thinks axing HFTF is wrong. Brooke wants to talk to Ridge alone. Once everyone leaves, Ridge assures his ex-wife that Hope will be okay. Brooke thought the same thing about them too. The blonde confesses it hurts that he turned to Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, so fast. Brooke is willing to forget about all that because she misses him and still wants a future together. Brooke asks Ridge if he still wants a future with her. Suddenly, Brooke kisses her ex-husband, asking him to come home. In another office at Forrester Creations, Will and Electra kiss. The couple also discusses Bill hiding serial killer Luna in his mansion. Electra starts talking about her family being in control of the company again. Electra has nothing against Hope or Carter, they were nice to her. At the same time, it would also be nice if everyone could work together. She doesn't think that is possible though. In today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Zendy Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz, tells Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, that Carter was holding his own while in charge. The nose smells a good man in Carter. The designer can tell that Daphne's feelings for Carter aren't an act. The nose admits she's surprised by her feelings. That's why she almost ran back to Paris. Daphne thinks Carter has integrity. When Will and Electra file in, they all talk about the changes at FC. Daphne thinks the COO needs to walk away from Hope. At the cabin, Carter follows Hope inside. The fashion designer rages about her line being dead. Carter wants to continue advocating for her, but he's staying for the good of the company. Hope doesn't think there is any reason for him to be there. The COO says their love doesn't vanish just because a line is cancelled. Hope says he didn't fight for her, then adds regretting believing in his vision. She thought they were a team. As Carter begs for her to understand, Hope declares that he's just another disappointment of a man. Hope demands he go back to his family and leave her alone. Carter promises this won't be the end of them. The COO isn't going to let Hope push him away. It was a day of heartache, drama, and some unexpected twists on The Bold and the Beautiful, as the characters face the consequences of their actions, revealing secrets and desires in a whirlwind of emotions. From the tension surrounding Carter's heartbreaking breakup to the whispered gossip between Will and Electra, and a passionate kiss that left viewers on the edge of their seats, the episode delivered some of the most intense moments in recent memory. Carter's heartbreak. A bitter breakup. The episode began with a pivotal and emotional scene as Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, faced the fallout from his rocky relationship with Quinn Fuller, Rena Sofer. For months, Carter had been deeply invested in his romance with Quinn, even though they both had complicated histories and complicated connections with other people. However, in a shocking and devastating turn of events, Quinn made the difficult decision to end things with Carter. Carter, deeply hurt by Quinn's decision, was left speechless as Quinn tearfully explained that their relationship was no longer working. Her mind was consumed by thoughts of her past mistakes, particularly her affair with Eric Forrester, John McCook. She explained that she couldn't fully commit to Carter because of the guilt and unresolved feelings she had about her marriage to Eric, which had become more strained as the months went on. The emotional weight of the conversation was clear as Carter tried to process the sudden breakup. He expressed his disbelief at how quickly Quinn had decided to walk away after all they'd been through together, but Quinn stood firm, refusing to back down. The tension in the room was palpable as they both realized that their paths were no longer aligned, and their future together was uncertain. For Carter, this was a tough pill to swallow, as he had genuinely believed they had something special. His vulnerability and raw emotions were on full display, and it was clear that the pain of being dumped had hit him hard. As Quinn walked out, Carter stood alone, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. This breakup was not just about the end of a relationship, though. It was the culmination of the complex dynamics between Quinn, Carter, Eric, and other characters in the Forrester universe. The aftermath of this decision would undoubtedly ripple through the rest of the Forrester family, leaving viewers eager to see how it would unfold in the episodes to come. Will and Electra, gossip and bonding. While Carter was dealing with his heartbreak, another dynamic was taking shape between Will Spencer, Scott Clifton, and Electra Forrester, Zobel. The two characters, who had not always been at the forefront of the show, were growing closer as they spent more time together. In this episode, the pair were seen chatting about the latest drama at Forrester Creations, particularly Carter and Quinn's breakup. Will, who had always been known for his quick wit and sharp tongue, couldn't resist poking fun at the situation. He teased Electra about how Quinn had ended things with Carter in such a public, emotional manner, and it was clear that Will found the drama to be something of a guilty pleasure. Electra, for her part, didn't seem quite as amused by the situation. She had always been more reserved and serious, especially when it came to family matters. However, as she and Will continued their conversation, it became apparent that there was more to their dynamic than just gossip. There was a sense of camaraderie forming between them, as both characters recognized a shared desire to understand the deeper complexities of the Forrester family. Their conversation took an interesting turn when Will brought up the complicated love triangle between Quinn, Carter, and Eric. Will joked that it seemed like every Forrester was involved in some sort of emotional turmoil, but Electra was quick to point out that their family's drama was nothing new. She acknowledged that the Forrester name came with its fair share of challenges, and sometimes it felt like no one was ever truly happy. As the conversation deepened, Electra confided in Will that she was struggling with her own role in the family. She admitted that, while she loved being part of the Forrester legacy, the constant pressure to live up to the family's expectations was starting to take a toll on her. Will, who had experienced his own struggles with being part of the Spencer family, offered a listening ear and some encouraging words. He reminded her that it was okay to carve out her own path, even if that meant stepping away from the family's drama for a while. Their bond seemed to grow stronger as they continued talking, and it was clear that Electra had found someone she could confide in. Will, typically the more sarcastic and cynical character, had a softer side when it came to helping others navigate the turbulent waters of the Forrester and Spencer families. Though their conversation was lighthearted at times, it was also filled with moments of genuine connection. Both characters were grappling with their own identities within their families, and this moment of bonding felt like a pivotal moment for both Will and Electra's characters. It left viewers wondering whether this newfound friendship would turn into something more, or if it would remain a simple, supportive connection between two people who understood the complexities of being part of powerful families. Brooke's kiss, a moment of passion. The most unexpected and shocking moment of the episode came at the end, when Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, shared an intense kiss with a surprising person. Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. The tension between Brooke and Thomas had been building for some time. As much as Brooke had tried to distance herself from the Forrester family drama, there was always an underlying connection between her and Thomas that couldn't be ignored. Thomas had long harbored feelings for Brooke, and it seemed like the lines between them were starting to blur as they found themselves in more and more intimate situations. In this episode, the two found themselves alone in the Forrester mansion, discussing the ongoing chaos surrounding the family. Brooke was clearly upset by the events surrounding Carter and Quinn, and Thomas, ever the supportive figure, listened as she vented. As the conversation grew more intense, so did the chemistry between them. The heat between Brooke and Thomas was undeniable, and viewers could sense that something was about to change. Then, in a moment of passion, Thomas leaned in and kissed Brooke. The kiss was electric, charged with a mix of desire, frustration, and unresolved feelings. Brooke was initially taken aback by the sudden kiss, but there was no mistaking the undeniable connection between them. The moment left viewers stunned, unsure of what would happen next. Brooke, who had always been one of the most beloved characters on the show, had kissed Thomas, someone who was younger and whose past actions had been controversial at times. The kiss represented a turning point for both characters and opened the door for even more complicated drama in the future. Would Brooke give in to the temptation and explore a relationship with Thomas, or would she pull back, realizing the dangers of getting involved with him? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain. This kiss would have a lasting impact on the storyline and the relationships within the Forrester family. Conclusion: A day of consequences. Monday, March 24, 2025, was an explosive episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, filled with unexpected twists and turning points that left fans eagerly anticipating what would come next. Carter's heartache after Quinn's breakup, Will and Electra's budding friendship, and the shocking kiss between Brooke and Thomas all contributed to a day of major consequences for the Forrester family. With so many unresolved issues and emotional turmoil brewing, it's clear that the drama is far from over. As the characters continue to navigate their relationships, careers, and personal lives, viewers can expect more surprises, betrayals, and passionate moments in the episodes ahead. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BABUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.